Part 3 of keeping up the Canaries is finally here. I'm sorry for the amount of time it's taken, but I mean it's out now, and we are looking for possibly a centre back. We're coming up to the end of the transfer window, and we also have to play Chelsea and Man City with West Ham just stuck in the middle. But we won't focus too much on that. We've got two big teams who should be, if the league works correctly and isn't just career mode's broken, they should both be challenging at least in the top 4, really. I know Chelsea might be just top 6, but they should be up there with. But in this career mode, that currently contains like Brighton and Sheffield United, so we don't really know how that's going to show up. I couldn't really find. We saw Ethan Ampadu, who'd already moved to Leipzig, so we couldn't try and buy him. Grant Hanley was somewhere else as well, so we weren't too bothered. But Chelsea's first, and we're putting Onel Hernandez back into the team ahead of Cantwell because our strongest team doesn't feature Cantwell. It's definitely Hernandez on that wing, with the other one being Ibe. And then we're playing Stiepermann through the middle because I may have forgotten the existence of Emi Buendia for this match.
When you score goals, you make headlines, and this man is the leading marksman in the league. Does he have another goal in his future today? And hello from East Anglia. This is the scene here at Carrow Road. I'm Derek Ray, and joining me here on the commentary box for complete coverage is Lee Dixon.
Pukki is currently the top scorer in the league, which is pretty impressive. But I mean, we did start off against Liverpool, and they were on quite an easy, always professional difficulty, so we whipped them because they weren't even playing a very strong side. So we'll see how Pukki does as we go further into the season, whether he can keep this up against bigger and hopefully stronger squads that are being played. Because you can see Kante there, but that keeper doesn't look too much like Kepa really, and the next guy just looks like a generic, like default character. So we will see their starting lineup, but hopefully it's a strong lineup. But be very prepared for this to be Chelsea's C squad playing in the Premier League, starting a match in the Premier League for some reason. We've got Farman starting here. The back four is normally unchanged, except I'll sometimes change Closer and Godfrey around so that we can have a full German centre-back pairing, or give Godfrey more game time so he can develop. Then got Jamal Lewis on the left. I'm not going to play Harvey White until a weaker team. And then the CDM, I'll probably almost always play Amadou, but Vrancic can be switched out with McLean. But look at this, like the back 5 there, no one knows them. You've got Kante next to 2 other nobodies, and then Abraham and Pulisic with another just random winger. So we have no idea who these are. But Aaron's bombs down the wing right from the start. He's such a great player. Like, I could not imagine how I'd be doing if I had actually chosen to sell him and let him go right at the start of the series. And then again finding way on the right. There's a lot of chances here. And Norwich seems to be doing well against what realistically is a very poor defence. We gave Tammy too much time, and he finds Kante. But if we wanted anyone to have a clear chance like that, even with all of those like C squad players, you'd give it to N'Golo Kante because he's not exactly known for his finishing.
On this occasion, Lee.
Well, a 1-0 victory at home is always a decent result, but I can't see him winning today. I think they'll get beat.
Yeah, Lee Dixon with absolutely no faith in Norwich, as Stiepermann picks up a yellow card for an ever so slightly late challenge right at the start. We weren't about to give Kante completely free rein. You've got to put him under pressure, and if that means completely cutting his legs off and leaving him injured, so be it. Pukki plays Vrancic through, who squares it for the aforementioned Stiepermann, who, just like in real life, couldn't finish to save his life. Doesn't matter if it's outside the box, doesn't matter if it's inside the box, and he's tried to finesse it. I believe I tried to put it the other side of the goal. It would make sense if I tried to finesse it across goal, but the keeper gets enough on it, and Chelsea fire into the side netting, and they're starting to threaten a lot more. Pulisic comes through, takes a shot that just goes over the bar. I mean, it's a tight angle, so you wouldn't expect them to score. But Vrancic here plays a lovely 1-2 with Amadou, pauses, and drills it into the bottom corner. Not enough pressure on Vrancic there. If you allow him to shoot from anywhere near the box, Vrancic will most likely make you pay for it. And Norwich have 1-0 up against Chelsea already. Funnily enough, low shots don't normally work too much in FIFA if you do hold both bumpers and shoot, especially if you're at any angle, they'll most likely drag it across goal. But it's half time now, and it's 1-0 to Norwich City. Quite a strong start actually, and we've controlled it quite well. as Pulisic comes round, attacks Aarons, and all of that work from the first half to get us a 1-0 lead, wiped out immediately. Aarons, as much as I said he's great going forward, and he really is, he helps us Norwich team so much in an attacking way.
Well, Derek,
he's slightly liable at the back. Yes, that is clearly also my fault, but he's not phenomenal. And then just loses Tammy. But Norwich comes straight out of the gates here. Like, it wakes Norwich up every time they concede. And Steepman scored already. It was that simple. We let them come onto us, like, just from the start of the second half. And then we really had to turn up a gear because we suddenly weren't in a winning position anymore. And then a lot more direct, straight across, and Steepman this time doesn't make the mistake again. As I then try and play some absolute suicidal stuff, nearly carry it over the line, as Aarons plays a 1-2 with Farman in his own 6-yard box, and then somehow got a free kick from it, I'm not too sure. But here they come on Aarons' side again. It's almost like they smelt him out. But we clear it not very well to Kante, and Tammy squares it for whoever this guy is. It's the other winger who's the other out of the front three who's not Tammy or Pulisic. It's just bad clearing lines from Norwich. He squared it, and the wingers just drifted into the middle and put it. You could call it a very good finish, or you could say he could have just put it down the middle of the goal and scored. So he's not that great. But that is the 93rd minute, the final chance for Norwich City as Chelsea carry it away, and the match at Carrow Road ends 2-2. It's quite a fair result because Norwich did play well, but we only played well when we really had to, and so as soon as we went up into the lead, we kind of just sat off and did nothing. I assume percentage 1 and percentage 2, as you see here on the subtitles, are the two teams, but I have no idea like which way round they wanted it to be. So I think I just said, yeah, we both played well. Yeah, I gave both credit to everyone, us and number ones who must have been Chelsea. I was like, yes, of course we wanted to win. They're not very smart questions. And then they asked about Abraham and so I said, no, I want to focus on Norwich. Don't ask me about other teams. Emmy noticed he hadn't been playing for the last few games and told me about it. And so I was like, okay, no, you're starting the next game. I'm really sorry. I don't want to get Emmy to be like unhappy with his positioning. As we then refuse a transfer request, 2 of them in fact, for Michael McGovern and Tim Close, because we have 2 goalkeepers now that we've let Krul go, and so if one of them if Farman gets injured, we need to have a sub goalkeeper, and having only 3 centre backs is a bit liable because if one of them gets injured, then you don't really have anyone to bring on as a sub, and it could be an issue. This guy Rafael Leao, I think for AC Milan, some Portuguese. I shortlisted him at the start of like one of the first episodes. And then it turned out I couldn't have even approached him to buy anyway. Same with Jimenez.
Cameras are fixed to him during the warm-up. Can he add to his tally today? We'll find out soon. And a warm welcome from one of the newer venues here in the football-mad capital of England. We're at the London Stadium. I'm Derek Ray, joined by Lee Dixon in the commentary position. And it's all about action from the Premier League.
Look at this table. I mean, you've got Chelsea in 6th, so that could be where they finish this season, maybe a little bit higher, 4th or 5th or 4th, as Farm makes a decent save. But that table is completely messed up. As Pookie gets a little bit of space and fires it straight into the goalkeeper. Emmy's back on the ball. He gets a free kick, which doesn't really come from it, as they head it over. It was a bit of a... chances came few and far between. Pookie really could have buried it there, and we could have had a chance. As he then does what you may never have seen before, and shoots from outside the box, and that is an absolutely phenomenal save from Farman. West Ham striker should absolutely bury that. Keeper shouldn't be getting anywhere near it, but he comes out, closes the angle, and gets over the bar. As Emmy has played through on his first start for a couple games, and it's a one-on-one, and you don't miss them, especially not when you're Emmy Buendia. And so he's just come into the squad, gives us a thumbnail, and also gives us a goal and the lead against West Ham away at West Ham.
Well, for a while now, it has looked as though this might happen, and now it has happened officially. Marcelo has completed his move to Napoli.
I genuinely think that Marcelo to Napoli is something that could happen. Like, Mendy's come over to Real Madrid now, and Marcelo's no longer going to be the #1 choice for left back. I know this has nothing to do with what's on screen, but I think that would be a smart decision. It's like when Dani Alves went to Juve, although Marcelo's not quite at that point yet. And Norwich have won 1-0 against West Ham. It was quite hard fought out. We didn't have too much in sort of mobility on the left, because we had Cantwell on the side, who's not the fastest, and then instead of Jamal supporting him, we had White, who didn't have really any pace at all. Yeah, I was like, of course I'm pleased we won, it was a 1-0, it doesn't matter. And then they asked about some guy who I assume was a centre-back for West Ham, because their strikers did nothing, and I just want to talk about our team and how we've played well, please. But now we've actually approached Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We hadn't scouted him, so we went for 8 million because we really didn't know. They assumed they'd ask for more, but thought maybe 8 million will be in like the ballpark. And Frank Lampard was fuming. I can't believe they didn't even tell me what else to offer. So he instead went for Michy Batshuayi, straight back to Lampard, who seemed suddenly like he'd calmed down, which was quite nice. And I accepted that they wanted 15 million because I thought we need a bit of a bigger marquee signing. It might just be throwing my money around, but it was coming near to the end of the transfer window. I thought we could do with a little bit of a squad depth. He wants to be a crucial player, which is, I mean, fair enough to him. He is, like, he's at Chelsea right now, and when he went to Crystal Palace, he probably wanted to be starting every game there, especially when Benteke is his competition. And so yes, I said, of course, that's fine. He wants, our current wage budget, as you see there, is 163,000, and he wants to take up more than half of that by himself. But Norwich, I hope this doesn't like tip the balance of everyone else feeling hard done by because Batshuayi is the only one on like big wages, because Norwich's squad is actually incredible for the amount of money that it costs and the amount of wages that they're paying. But yes, we gave him a lot of money, and then if he gets like 10 goals, he gets another extra bonus. We've kept training the same people, and here is the actual league table. So there's no United, Liverpool, City, Tottenham. No one is in that top half right now. But I really had to consider a Greece national team offer, didn't I? No, I wasn't having it. I couldn't believe that they wanted me so soon. I've played about 5-6 games as Norwich City, and already Greece want to play me, I guess, for the Euros that would be coming up. As we get back into the squad selection, I'll switch Godfrey and close the back around, and I will also take Harvey White out, because I'm not fielding a slow and up-and-coming left-back against Manchester City. I think that is basically suicide. So we'll bring a much stronger team. We'll have the two great fullbacks, and Emmy's going to be playing, but Cantwell, instead of playing on the left, will be the substitute to come on in the central area.
After months of speculation, the deal is finally done, and we're just minutes away from seeing his debut. Can he live up to the hype?
I mean, they say seeing his debut. We don't actually know yet if he's going to be in the starting lineup. We have absolutely no idea, because the video after this, an update has actually finally come out saying that they'll field the stronger squads, and they've made a change to that. But that wasn't at the point, at the time of the recording of me versus Manchester City. So Bravo's in goal rather than Edison. They've then got 3 of their 4 centre-back defenders are class, and then they've got Harwood Bellis just as a centre-back instead. Might be an improvement on Otamendi, we don't know. 1 extra midfielder who I don't know, next to Fernandinho and Kevin. But then look at that, they've got Alderweireld on the bench. They bought him over the summer, and they've decided to play some youth player instead. But as all of the games seem to start, Aaron strides down the side, I puts a ball in, and if you watch my last FIFA video where I just put random moments on, you will have seen this, and it's absolutely shocking. Just the first touch, instead of clearing his lines, Harwood Bellis, maybe the big occasion got to him. But he takes a touch and it gets away from him and in the air, and Pukki, that's not me shooting, that is just his first touch to control it. Bravo wipes his legs out, and now Sterling comes straight through and puts it wide unbelievably. But again, as with Chelsea, the moment we go ahead, suddenly either City just completely turn it on, or we sit back and we invite them on. And Kevin comes here, he could pass it anywhere, but instead he shoots into the side or forces a save. A lot of these chances come through Sterling, with bodies on the line as De Bruyne takes a shot, and then Cancelo cuts in, and De Bruyne finds space and finishes it. And that is what happens if you let City just go up against you again and again. They're gonna it's just constant erosion. They will wipe you out and score goals if you just sit there and do nothing about it.
Target. You can't score unless you do, and on this occasion.
But Sterling again, he's torturing Aarons here and just gets a shot off, but Aarons actually got back to put enough pressure on. But Norwich actually come forward on an attack. I know it's unbelievable stuff. They clear it, but we've actually come back since conceding a goal as Pukki just misses a header. We've had a lot of chances, or we're creating more chances. As it's laid through to Emmy, who takes a shot, and that was what I was talking about, a low-driven shot being dragged wide. O'Neill cuts straight down the wing, lays it across to Amadou, who finishes it wonderfully. We may have to score from a lot of central positions now, from crosses into there, rather than one-on-one men taken on. But O'Neill did well enough to find space so that he could then find Amadou. Dare I say, Alderweireld might have cut it out. But pressing immediately, and De Bruyne gets Man City are set up, so as soon as they lose the ball, they press and they've scored already. And right on the stroke of half-time, it's 2-2. But I was trying to pass it out, be really composed on the ball, and as soon as Man City lose possession, all of their teams press, and so you don't get any time, so you have to actually play really good football to get it round them, and I just handed it to De Bruyne there. But here we come into the second half, and as I said about passing it out, you have to play really good football, and that is exactly what Norwich City have done here. And bear in mind that this is there are only like two weaker players on this Man City team. Maybe they've got Volland instead of Aguero. But Pukki's on the break, and he cuts inside hard with Bellis, and finesse shots with his left. And nothing.
Story has been in the news, and now it is 100% official. Roberto Firmino has completed his move to Real Madrid.
I'm not even sure if Firmino played when we played against Liverpool at the start of the season. They might have kept their front three the same as Campbell takes a shot. But he's already gone to Real Madrid. They're making transfers even if they may not start a game.
And deliver towards the back post.
No, Hernandez did not just header that in. I crossed it to the back post because I didn't think doing another low cross into the centre was going to work. Their centre-back would get it away. And even though O'Neill's short and probably has a very low heading rating, I put it across to see if he could get there, and instead João Cancelo really helps the team out and just powers it into the top corner. It's not like he's reached out to hit it over, or just put it wide, flick it out over his other opposition. No, he's put it directly into the goal. As Laporte's getting a bit angry and goes in on Cantwell, who's come on, as does Chong. And now Josep Drmic, the absolute super sub, has come on just to see if he can snatch a goal like he loves to. But as we go on the breakaway, O'Neill turns his man on the counter, and he's very low on stamina. But if you don't think he's going to square it for Drmic to get another goal, then you're out of your mind. He comes on every time, and every time he finishes. And maybe you could put that all down to Hernandez. But he actually has the energy to follow the other players up the pitch. And Norwich City have beaten Man City 4-2, so very close to what it was in real life. We were facing a slightly weaker Man City side, but it doesn't matter, we've got the win. And they immediately asked about Batshuayi, who I completely forgot about because he was in the bottom of the reserves. I just said he's adjusting, don't worry about it, like he's on his way, he'll get more game time soon. And then I'm going to go and put him straight into the squad, because I don't want him to get so discontent after just signing for what is clearly a weaker team than Chelsea. I was like, yes, of course, I'm proud about it. Luckily, they actually asked questions about me today, and that was very nice of them. I was actually happy to answer their questions this time, rather than them saying, "Oh, what a good game." I don't know. Silva had. I think Silva came on. They weren't even playing David Silva. They were playing some other random midfielder. But there you go. Batshuayi straight into the team. I'm giving Pukki a rest for the next game, which is against Burnley, and I'll keep Drmic as the substitute striker because he hasn't put a single foot wrong yet. Not that Pukki has, but Pukki could do with the rest a lot more than Drmic. But that is the table at this stage in the season. That top 8 is absolutely horrific. 9th is Wolves, that's more realistic. And then Man U have just got into the top half, so they're doing better than in real life, aren't they? But Man City are in the bottom 3 along with Everton, and I mean we've beaten West Ham and City, so they will have already dropped points. But that's really poor, the positions that they're in, and hopefully it will start to become a more realistic table as we go into the next episodes, because those other episodes will be teams fielding their strongest squads. But that is the end of part 3. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I would have had it out maybe 2 days earlier, not that that's much better, it would still have been a long wait, but then all of my audio corrupted, so I've had to kind of redo my commentary over this. But leave a like if you've enjoyed this one. Leave a comment with anything. I think this transfer window's closed now, but leave a comment with anything you want me to change. If you know any club that you want me to go to after Norwich, or a national club that's not Greece, because I've already rejected them, I'm sorry if you were desperate for Greece, but any national team that you think, if that does come up, then I should really consider accepting it, then let me know, and subscribe and you'll know when all of the FIFA videos and all of the other videos on my channel come out.